Alright guys, it's Copper Cutlass. Full disclosure, this video might be just a hair long, but bear with me because it's going to apply to everybody who comments, everybody who follows me on Instagram. Those of you who follow me on Instagram know that I share a lot more pictures and detailed stuff, and my videos are a little vlogish, if you will. It's hard to record what you do when it's done over and over and over again. I am working in such a niche market where it's Oldsmobiles. People can be really opinionated. People tend to throw money at the situation, whereas for us, we are a low buck operation, and we have pushed the envelope, so to speak, as far as proving people wrong over the course of the last almost 20 years of messing around with my olds. And it's just been not a necessity. Like, could I spend more money on my combination? I could, but it's not as fun, and I wouldn't be able to cater to the guys that are in their backyard, with a family, with a mortgage, especially in today's time. It's hard. People are turning every day more and more to the small block, and I am getting more and more questions. So the biggest thing I can tell you guys that want help is hit me up on Instagram. Don't hit me up on the comments. I mean, drop the comments, share, but hit me up on Instagram. I will get back to you. But with the questions, give me as much details about your car, what your use is going to be. Does it have power steering? Do you want air conditioning? What gear, what transmission, what converter? Things like that matter, because when I share my combinations, I factor in certain things. Like, my 72 is like a little bit bare bones. Even back when it was all steel, it didn't really have an interior, and that was about it. But everything else the car had, but I didn't have power steering. I had manual steering. I didn't have AC. So those things do matter quite a bit. And somebody, and I made this video because somebody reached out to me on actually the forum, Classic Oldsmobile. I used to be on there all the time, and as I have done my own thing through YouTube, I've kind of pulled away because my days on the forums of being more of a information question kind of guy are kind of dead. I think the forums due to Facebook are kind of slowly dwindling down, to be honest with you, and a lot of the good info is still there, but there's a lot of bad info out there. So if you guys look me up on Classic Oldsmobiles, you guys can see my progression and a lot of my older threads that where I've kind of built up what I've had, and the combinations or suggestions that I'll give to you guys are what has worked for me. It's not necessarily what somebody else has done, because I have my own little formulas. With the current engine, the first time we ever went out with it, it ran a 12.0, and we struggled to get it into the 1180s. It took a lot of little fine tuning and a lot of little things to figure that combination out. And something as minute as a discharge nozzle on the 750 HP series Holly, something as minute as that was really throwing our 60-foot off. And I've built some great friendships. I have some good people in my corner who have helped me out with a lot of guidance, and they share the information with me, and they are not against me sharing the information with anybody else. As you guys have seen, the cylinder head video, which a lot of people like, so share that one and suggest what you guys want to know more in depth about cylinder heads. Dave, the Freak, is he's my guy. He's one of my best friends. We've been friends for a long time, and we both have kind of progressed together a little bit. And even though he's older than me, his expertise is cylinder heads, and I've certainly made his cylinder heads prove themselves, because we're still running small block iron heads on a 350 on pump gas 1140s. There's something to be said about that. And the car is a little light, but altogether it's about a well thought out combination, which again brings me back to what I was saying earlier. I need to know the details because it helps me help you guys out. For example, Eric, who is a friend of mine who follows, he, reached out to me through a forum. He hurt his motor, so we kind of slapped together 350, which happened to already be rebuilt, but it was a Jasper unit. The pistons were too far in the hole, but he had a good set of heads. We kind of made it all work. One day he's like, I want to take it to the track, so he showed up for a BOP race. We camped, we had a good time. He ended up running 1480s with power steering, full interior, heavy car, heavy wheels. He takes his family on trips. He takes it on long. He has driven the wheels off that car. He's driven that car more than I've driven mine in almost 20 years, to be honest with you. I like to build, I like to tinker, I like to race, but I'm not like a road trip kind of guy, to be honest with you. So now that combination is a combination I had in my Olds when I first built the car. And that engine is actually in the Pontiac right now. And when we hurt the J-headed 350, we took the Pontiac to the track to race our points to finish out our sportsman season. And that car with open headers, and that car's got power steering. It weighs 3750 with me in it, with a 342 gear, and a little bit more refinement on the tuning end because I've learned a couple things. That ran 1480s at 96 miles per hour, which is pretty good for a heavy ass car with a little 350 Olds. Now that car, it won't shred tires from a standstill, but it won't leave you stranded in traffic. Now if I would have put a set of 373 gears in the back, yeah, that'd be fine, but I wanted the 342 gear because that's a cruiser. And in the grand scheme of things, you guys have followed and seen all the work I've done to my Olds. I would have rather done that to the Pontiac, because the Pontiac is a way better car to have built. Because when my dad started restoring that car, he had that car down to nothing. And now I've kind of rejuvenated that car throughout since I've had it. I've had the car almost 10 years since my dad retired, and I've done a lot to it to make it better. A lot of the rookie things that him and I didn't know, I've gone back and redone. Now, one of the last things left to do on that car is the body work, and we are going to put that 427 in it, and I want an 11-second car. I don't want to cage it because there's a lot of sentimental value to that car and history within our family. That car's been in our family since 1983. It's been to Mexico and back half a dozen times. So I could never bring myself to cut up that car, ever. My only thing is to make that car better. But point being is that that combination in my Olds ran like 1390s with a 342 gear. When I lightened it up and I put a 373 gear and changed the exhaust, it went 1370s. The combination's pretty consistent. And what I did to Eric's car was the same thing. But obviously his car was quite a bit heavier than my Old, so it's going to do, you're going to have an extra 600 pounds. It's going to be 6/10 slower, and not only that, but driving also comes into effect, and a lot of little things. But the major important thing is for those guys who reach out for help, whether it be through the forums, through YouTube, hit me up on Instagram. Give me all the details as much as you can of your car. Pictures also help with of your engine bay, your setup. I can tell a lot from a picture. And thank you guys for supporting me, following along. We got a lot of new subscribers, and our racing season starts at the end of April. And we're going to be out there, and I'm going to get as much videos of the racing action as possible. And we got Sick Week in June, and that's Drag and Drive. We're doing that with my buddy's Mustang. And I just got done bleeding the brakes on the Olds today. So hopefully once we get a little bit nicer weather, I'll take it actually for a drive. And I'm very happy with all the work on it. And I'm very happy with the way that the response has been with you guys that are following along. So if you guys need advice, just hit me up on Instagram. I'm on there as Copper Cutlass, and I'll share with you what has worked for me, and that's it. I'm not going to give you guys anything else. I have built them from like low 13, high 13-second engines to where I'm at now, where we're running 1140s on pump gas with iron heads, and we're running it on the ragged edge of needing a lot of things. But we got 6 seasons on this engine that has just proven itself well. Watch, it's going to blow up. But that engine owes me nothing. I've had nothing but fun with it, and I proved my point to a lot of people that you can go fast without super exotic parts. And 1140s with a 350 Olds ain't nothing to scoff off. So I want to thank you guys for following along. We'll let you guys go. Share, like, subscribe. Go watch a cylinder head video. Go watch one of the racing videos. Share it. Support me whichever way you want, and I'll help you guys out as much as I can. But it's easier to help you out through Instagram. So we'll see you.